Hello y'all, this is the Roblox game Blox cards, and in this video we're going to play with the Infurnished group in the pre-constructed hot seat deck. And let's go to the shop now, then go to decks, and here it is. When we scroll down, where is it? Let me see here. Hot seat, there it is. Group Precon hot seat, a ready-made Infurnished deck. Build an army of Infurniture in your base plate to unleash fury. This costs 4,000 Blox bucks. Let's view the contents. And the Infurnished is a green/yellow group that utilizes the base plate to swarm the board with glass cannons known as hellish Infurniture. It's basically demonic furniture, frankly. And as a result, they have to heavily rely on that said base plate. And so besides all of the Infurnished cards here, as well as its special art you get when you buy this deck for Catastrophe, the Infurnished legendary, you also have cards like Glacium, Sublime Purity, that's a board wipe. You have Silky Dev, Peas Pod, Emerald Witch, and Davidi, and you also get the title Comfy when you purchase this deck. And with all that said, let's see what these cards can do. We're now going to be fighting against Azcrim 32 or Ice Crim 32, and let us discard the Emerald Witch, then play the Hate Stand, then cast Hellish Infurniture. We have our legendary card in our starting hand, which is very nice. I don't know if we'll get the chance to deploy them as early as possible, though I would like to, though. We're going to cast Ironing Horde next, and then just try and build up our base plate as much as possible in order to cast Catastrophe and Furnished Chairman. And the Infurnished utilize the base plate, which makes it difficult to naturally counter them, and it can ramp to big fighters easily. But cards that destroy/obliterate your base plate will easily and heavily ruin your plans. Besides that, any fighter cards that deal damage on cast or provide AoE damage will destroy all of the Hellish Infurniture, and AoE stands for Area of Effect. Cast Ironing Horde here and attack Extruded Gentleman, and do that now. Good. And we'll now cast a Hellish Infurniture, then discard Brutal Decking, and do all that, and put those cards on the base plate. All these Hellish Infurnitures will go into the base plate and gain 50 power, and all Infurnished cards in your base plate gain 50 power when they go back in to our base plate. And we're already at 10 cards there, so if we can just keep a momentum, we're going to have Catastrophe out relatively fast, honestly. And our opponent's playing a Vagabond group deck, which is blue and red and relies on that Soulbound mechanic, which is basically cards have soul mates or soulbound. They're soulbound to other cards. And that's how the Vagabonds work. Cast this Hate Stand. Oh my goodness, we have so much momentum, it's ridiculous. This game may end somewhat fast, honestly. I believe it. So attack the Ironing Horde will attack the Moonlight Camper, and that is brutal here. So just aim for that card. Come on. Take it out. We can't do enough damage. Oh no. There goes one of my Hellish Infurnitures. How tragic. And come on. There goes the Moonlight Camper. So I'm going to just... Well, let me discard Infurnace, actually, and in turn, because our Fortune can turn around relatively fast. And the Infurnished group can be very aggressive overall, and that can just make it very, very good. But if there's a counter to them, like their glass cannons, the Hellish Infurniture, their glass cannon cards, if somebody has a counter for them, it is a very bad day for them. And let us cast this Hellish Infurniture here. Cast this one. And cast this one as well. So let's see here. We have so many cards in our base plate, it's ridiculous. Just charge in and destroy them. And attack that Moonlight Camper. And that is very interesting for sure. And let's see what our opponent will do here. We could go ahead and cast Catastrophe and Furnished Chairman. Let's go for it. And destroy some cards in our base plate. This is a very fast game, frankly. We have the Ergonomicon, which we have the Infernal Contract, which is an alternate Ergonomicon. And cast only if there are 8 or fewer cards in your base plate. Give yourself Hellish Infurniture and put 5 of them into your base plate. So let us just not even attack. We'll just rely on the Good Knight to do all the damage for us. And it has so many cards. We just lost our entire base plate to get Good Knight out on the field. And that is very powerful. After this card attacks, summon 3 50/300 hellish furnitures. Unlock each fighter with the lowest health. We had a very good starting hand rolling out just right off the bat, so that really helped us out here. I don't know if our opponent's going to just keep fighting. They can do whatever. I would like to use Infernal Contract, but we may not be able to. And they have quite a few cards in their base plate. What will they do? Nothing. Okay, use Infernal Contract though, and that will be used now. And put 5 cards and 5 of them in the base plate. And let's put one of them there now. Actually, no, cast it. And let us rush in here. There's so many in my base plate, it's ridiculous. And we got Crowd's Favorite. Oh no. Just attack. And we used Infernal Contract, so attack here. Go forward. Good night. And this is a relatively fast game, but it is what it is. And just attack. Come on, Hellish Furnitures. Deal all the damage they can. Very good. And now, if they have a board wide, that might be bad for us, but I'm very curious to see here. What will they do? They may have one, they may not have one. Do they have one? We'll see shortly. That is for certain. And they have select up to 2 non-colorless cards. Oh my goodness gracious. They have something to try and stop us here. They definitely do. They're going to bring back 1 card. Is that their legendary? I believe that's... No, it's not their legendary, but they're going to try and bring it back. We'll give them... They're zombified, so they can play them if they want to. And I would like to play a yellow card at some point to try and put all these Hellish Furnitures back into our base plate. If I can get 2 good nights off in one game, that'll be somewhat hilarious. They locked good night. How rude. How rude indeed. Oh my goodness gracious. So we have 12 cards in our base plate. We'll get that to 15 very soon. If we can get good nights on 2 good nights on the field, return a target allied fighter to the hand, deal 200 damage to all fighters, destroy all choice cards in your hand. That's going to be very annoying. That is Chayu's Council, I believe, and that is just irritating for us, but we can deal with that, I hope. It's only 200 damage, and at least it might make more room for these Hellish Furnitures we're going to cast very soon. Good night. Because of its effect, after this card attack, summon 3 50/300 Hellish Furnitures. Unlock each fighter with the lowest health. We lose a bunch of cards there. It's whatever. They've locked good night and cast the Hellish Furniture. Good. And that is going to be funny. Oh, we're going to get... This is going to be ridiculous. So cast Peas Pod here. Very good. And that gives us so many cards. Okay, let me just end turn. This is going to be ridiculous. So attack this card here. Throw this Hellish Furniture at that card. And we're going to get 2 good nights now. If they choose to continue playing, that's up to them. This should be 2 good nights, I believe. Yes, yes it is. So we have 2 good nights on the field. This is such a funny win condition. You can repeat it really fast if you have the cards out there. And we have so many fighters. It's over. It is over unless they have some major board wipe to help them out here. They don't, I believe, because they don't have no colorless studs anymore. It is over. I'm sorry. It is. It has to be over at this point, I would think. And I'll give them credit for trying. They're definitely trying, and they forfeit. Don't blame them. 2 good nights. 2 very powerful Infurnished cards there. They're the group's win condition, basically, in a way. And with that, this has been, well, GG to Ice Crim 32. And with that, this has been the Infurnished group in the pre-constructed hot seat deck and Blox cards. If you enjoyed the game, you can check it out in the video description. If you enjoyed the video itself, make sure to like and subscribe.